Friends, this is the first time ever I've made hummingbird cake, but I'm sure it's going to turn out delicious. It's going to have some beautiful toasted pecans. We're going to chop them and put them through a beautiful batter. We're going to bake it, and then we're going to prepare the most creamy and luscious cream cheese icing. And then we're going to decorate it. And those were the ingredients that you need. Those, the ones you just missed. Welcome to episode 2 of my channel. Really excited to be here with you all, and I am very excited to show you this recipe. Today we are going to be making a cake called hummingbird cake. Hummingbird is that gorgeous bird that flaps its wings something like 400 times per second. No, that can't be right, but anyway, it sounds absolutely poetic, and they are very popular where I'm from Colombia, so I'm really excited to be making this cake. Lots of ingredients, let's talk about them. We've got 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and 3/4 of a cup of granulated white sugar. The brown sugar has molasses in it, so it's lovely and sticky, and it's going to add a lovely caramelly flavor. Then we've got salt. We've got 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and salt is going to enhance all these other flavors that we've got here. We've got flour. We've got 3 cups of plain sifted flour. Remember, sieving removes impurities. We've got 1/2 teaspoon of bicarb, and bicarb helps you with texture in the product. It's going to give us a lovely fluffy product. Not like a sponge, but it's not going to be dense like a fruit cake. We've got some beautiful spices that I really think make this cake. We've got 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and we've got 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. In Australia, it is called allspice. In America, I believe it's called allspice too. There you go. We've got 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and remember, good quality. Start with good ingredients, and then everything just flows. 2 teaspoons. You're going to taste it in your cake. It's going to be delicious. We've got a tin of crushed pineapple, a 400-gram tin of crushed pineapple. We have got some toasted pecans. Do take the time to toast these pecans. It's 1 cup of toasted pecans, or a little bit more. They're gorgeous, oily, nutty, beautiful, sweet, crunchy. You'll taste them in your cake, and it's going to be delicious in the mouth. The mouthfeel of it's beautiful. We've got oil. We've got 2/3 of a cup of plain and ordinary sunflower oil. If I was part of the oil family and somebody said that I was ordinary, I'll feel really offended, but it is plain. You could use coconut oil. Could you use butter? Of course, melted butter, but butter has a presence to it, and it just goes very confidently and has this particular taste about it. Oil is very, just a cool person that comes to the party and just comes and adds moisture, and nobody really knows it's there, but it adds this beautiful moisture to cakes. That's what fat does. Fat adds moisture and texture. And then we've got eggs. Again, free range eggs, large, medium. To be honest, sometimes I buy 1 of each, and it really doesn't matter. Room temperature. And then we've got bananas. Okay, so we've got this one at in the bottom of your fruit bowl, and you go bin. Do not bin it. Yes, it's squishy. It feels like one of those squishy toys for children, but do not bin it. This is how I do it. I gently, with a sharp knife, peel it, and it has a very particular taste to it. It smells really strong, but look at the gorgeous banana. So what's happened in this life of this banana is Maillard browning, and Maillard browning simply means that the caramelization process already started even before the fruit was cooked. So Maillard browning started, so you can already tell that this is going to be good because your cake is going to already be caramelly and sweet. I'm just going to mash this banana, and we've got roughly 1.5 cups of mashed banana. This was 3 mushed bananas. Depends on the side. It's very hard to say 1 banana, 2 banana, because some bananas are tiny. So I would say 1.5 cups is a really good measurement. Here we go. So it's as easy as cake. Pardon the pun. Flour, dry ingredients. It's going to go into my mixing bowl. Okay, with my sugar. People are very trendy and they like using coconut sugar, maple syrup, honey. Oh, this is better for me. Here's the good news. The good news is that in a way it is better for you. Here's the salt. But the actual truth is that sugar in your body is metabolized as sugar. So one could be a little bit more nutritious than the other, less processed, absolutely, but your body will metabolize it as glucose. So for this cake, just go the whole white sugar. It's brilliant. Here we go. We've got our eggs, and remember to always break them up. I've broken my eggs, and then I'm going to mix it with my oil. It's Christmas today, like this week in Australia, so it's super exciting. The sun is shining. You know, the birds are singing, the carols are ringing. It's a really exciting time of the year. And so, you know, how delicious to have some cake. Yes, of course, there's all the Christmassy things, but, you know, this cake is divine. And last but not least, my bananas. Here we go. I am going to super gently mix this, just like so, and spill it at the same time because that's how we roll. An imperfect kitchen makes for an imperfect product, which everyone loves, in my personal opinion. So that's a little mix. Next is a little whisk of my dry ingredients. You're gonna break the little lumps of the brown sugar. So I really want to show you some recipes that require just one bowl because I want people to see how easy baking is. It really is super simple. Okay, in go all these mammoth liquid ingredients. And I'm going to keep this here because we will need to stir very gently. So ever so gently so that you don't make a mess. Start incorporating your dry into your wet. My tips are take a deep breath and count to 4. 1. No, you just need to put in like a lot of muscle. Mix it super gently. You can smell the banana, you can smell the pineapple, and surprise, surprise, you can smell the vanilla. And I really guarantee you, good vanilla really makes a beautiful difference to your product. So make sure that you don't leave on any bits of flour because obviously they will bake very differently. Okay, different ways that we can bake these. We can bake this in 3 different round tins, and then we can sandwich it with a lovely cream cheese frosting, or you can do it in a bundt, or what I'm gonna do is do it in a sheet pan. Why am I gonna do it in a sheet pan? Because I feel so inclined. So it's beautifully mixed, it's smooth, it's homogeneous, which is a word for incorporated and smooth. And I'm going to add my toasted pecans and dry one. Beautiful. My trusty spatula, I'm just going to fold them gently. Try not to make a mess. My oven has been preheated to 180 degrees Celsius and this is going to cook for approximately 45 minutes. What's happening here is that I have actually lined my sheet, or in Australia this is called a lamington tin. I call it a rectangular baking tin, but anyway, lined it with beautiful baking paper. Here we go. We are going to pour in our mixture. Now what we're going to do is we're going to level it with a slanted palette knife so that it bakes evenly, like so, all in the corners. That's it, done. I'm really excited. This is going to go in the oven and we're going to prepare the cream cheese icing while this is baking. Okay guys, for our beautiful cream cheese frosting we need 3 ingredients. We need unsalted butter, we need 125 grams, we need 250 grams of cream cheese, so just like a box, and we need 500 grams of icing sugar. How much? I hear you say 500 grams, and the reason is this is going to actually give you the texture of cream cheese icing rather than a runny icing. So we've got a beautiful KitchenAid mixer. Her name is Almond Cream, trusty friend of mine. Oh, Mariani, I don't have that expensive equipment. No problems. A wooden spoon would do the job, but then you'll get really sore muscles, which is just as well because it's summer and so you need to look good. Or you have a Thermomix in the Thermomix, or just a handheld mixer will do just fine. So first things first, we're going to whip the butter a little bit, just soften it, and then we're going to add the cream cheese. Okay, the butter is lovely and soft. Time to add our blocks of cream cheese. In we go, just like so. And we're going to mix these two together. And next we are going to put in our icing sugar. Yes, it's a lot of icing sugar. I have got my spatula here because halfway through we are going to actually scrape the sides of the bowl so we get all that lovely cream cheese in. Start slow. Okay, our frosting looks beautiful. I am just going to release it from the head or the neck, the arm. Just telling all the body parts of my mixer, like so, and I'm just going to scrape the sides, and these just ensures that we have any cheeky icing sugar that did not want to get mixed, and we just say be mixed. Come on, get amongst it. Okay, 30 more seconds and this is beautiful. It's white, it's fluffy, it's creamy, and it's very beautiful and very spreadable. So what I'm going to do is just keep it nice and cool so that when my cake is ready and lovely and cooled, I can show you how to decorate it. Cake is going to get checked like Doc McStuffins. We are going to test it with a cake tester. We can't see any wetness in our cake tester, which is a good sign. There's only crumbs clinging to the cake tester, which means our cake is cooked through. Now we are going to leave it to cool on the bench. You definitely want to leave it to cool in the pan for at least 20 minutes, otherwise the cake will fall apart. You can see that sometimes you can actually touch the cake, and if your finger sinks a little bit but the cake flaps up again, then that means the cake is cooked. Hi guys, this has come out of the oven. It smells absolutely glorious. I cannot even tell you, it's beautiful. Okay, Emmeline is here chatting to us, which is lovely. I am going to run my dinner knife just very gently because I don't want to scratch my tin around the sides. There we go. And now I am going to take it out of its tin. Here we go, and like 1, 2, 3, and like so. Here we go. It probably looks like it's really easy. At the beginning it might not be so easy, but as you get better at it, it will get really easy to maneuver cakes. So I am super excited about icing this beautiful cake. Emmy, do you mind holding the rack, please? Thank you, Tanya. Thanks. Our icing is beautiful, soft. Our boys are roaring at the back. I'm just going to do a few blobs of this gorgeous buttery icing.
Can I put the spatula?
After, yes, you can, of course.
Yay!
Okay, and then I've got my lovely slanted palette knife. This is a decorating knife. If you don't have one of these, I would just decorate with a normal home dinner knife. So you just dance like the wind. No, not like that. You just help the knife and ease it through the icing. And I am a big believer that the mankier and the more homemade looking, then the better. So what do you think, Emmy? How's this looking?
Delicious.
Yeah? Emmy can't wait to try it. Okay, let's just do a few oozings. Yeah? Oh, it's looking gorgeous, isn't it, Ems? Oh yeah, it's oozy. It's going to be oozy mac oozy, and that's totally acceptable. No, Emmy. Okay, this is looking good. And now, piece of resistance. Let's try this. So Emmy and I are just going to cut a finger of it, just to show you what it looks like. I would say that what makes this cake is the toasted pecan nuts. Emmy?
It's delicious, everybody.
It's moist, it's sweet without being overly sweet. The icing is creamy, so it complements the crumb. You can see all the banana speckles. The nuts are the je ne sais quoi in the cake. It's really a lovely cake. Fridge, I'm actually going to keep it in the fridge because in Australia, at the moment we're in summer and the temperature in my kitchen is really hot and I don't want the cake to get spoiled, so I'll keep it in the fridge. Like most patisseries or most cafes would do, they'll keep their cakes in the fridge. I'll keep it completely airtight in Tupperware or so, or something like that. But yeah, I hope you really enjoy this recipe as much as I loved showing you how to make it. Remember, baking is very simple. I'm going to show you how to become a hero from zero. Using good ingredients is the start. My mom always says start from the beginning. So you start with good ingredients and then you end up with products that are gorgeous and that you never have to go to the shops again. See you next time and thank you for watching.
Please subscribe.